I need to clean this lens professionally. Anyway, yeah. A mouse tried to kill me today. Well, it probably tried to kill me a couple of weeks ago, but I drove the truck for the first time today. Chewed off the brake line in the trailer. So, you don't notice it when you're empty. Push in the service or the red button that supplies air to the trailer. And, excuse me, that supplies air to the trailer. And, you know, that's great and all. When you put your foot on the brake, I got brand new brakes all over on the Peterbilt, that's front and back. Everything's good. So it stopped real nice. But I didn't notice that there was a problem with the trailer until I got a load on. I was 80,520 pounds or some shit. And I put my foot on the brake because I needed to stop at a stoplight. And I wasn't worried about going through it, but I put my foot to the floor and it wasn't stopping like it should. It's like, holy shit, there's something wrong. So when I got to the stoplight, I sat there for a little bit, and all of a sudden the air pressure, brake air pressure light came on, and I thought that was kind of weird. Why is the brake air pressure coming on? Shouldn't be. This thing, you know, because it doesn't usually do that unless you're doing a lot of forward and reverse in a short amount of time and idle. So anyway, I got going again, and I thought, shit, the glad hand must not be on right. So when I pulled off, checked it, glad hands are fine, nothing's leaking. Anyways, I come on home, and I put my foot on the brake, and of course the air dropped again. Couldn't hear where it was coming from. I had to get Grant in there. Anyway, it was when you put your foot on you have your service, which is the right side standing on the back facing the trailer, and that's the red line, and the blue line is the pressure that goes when you put your foot on a brake. A mouse had completely cut through the air line, cut it right off, through the plastic conduit and through that line. So when I put my foot on the brake, there was no brakes on the trailer at all. So I came home with no brakes. I went over there with no brakes. I came back with no brakes, but now I've got brakes again. So, yeah, good thing I didn't go up and get lime, because I'd had the same problem. And I'm getting ready to go get lime. I need to get lime. So, anyway, yeah, so that was my day today. I didn't film fixing it because it's under a trailer. It's a pain in the ass, but that's such is life. There you go. That was my day, and tomorrow I get to put new brakes, drums, and shoes and drums on it because they're shot. Tomorrow I'll pick up the parts and we'll get it going. It'll be a few bucks, but whatever. Anyways, there you go. I don't know if this is going to be recording very good, but this is the first day that I've woke up in 2 weeks since I've been back from England that I actually feel good. I spent an entire week in my house. An entire week in my house. I didn't even go out. Yeah, so to that jerk off on the airplane that was coughing and hacking in the aisle next to me, thank you. Appreciated that vacation. That's sarcasm at its best. Now, I'm pretty sure that's where I got this one. I know that Mucka ain't been feeling good either, but he was not what I had. I'm telling you, I'm on antibiotics, which I don't generally take, but I actually had the antibiotics for an upper respiratory deal. I was coughing up yellow crap, and to a point I still have it really deep. It's not in my lungs, it's at the top, but oh, it's tough. So anyway, with that being said, I'm done with that. Now there's nobody else in here, but I'm on my way to the farm to figure out where I'm going. I actually have to go get parts from Hale Trailer, so I should probably call them up and go grab them. That would be a good idea, right? I would think so. So let me go do that. Alright, let's see how this goes. I'm stuck. It has been nothing but rain the last month and a half. Yeah, so I got fertilizer coming in, or I'm bringing fertilizer in, and it needs to be put here. I wanted it back a little bit farther, but that just doesn't seem to be the case. And then when I went to pull up again, I hadn't dumped anything off, but when I went to pull up again, of course, it's slimy. So the tractor just, well, the semi-truck, it just slid to the side. So normally I would just walk the truck up, walk this off, walk the truck up, walk it off, walk the truck up. Because once it gets around the wheels on the trailer, the truck, you won't pull it. It's just like a big old anchor there. So I like it in a great big stacked up pile. So that's what's going to happen here. I'm just going to stack it up in a big fat pile, and then I'll just get on that tractor there, the 6210R, and pull the whole rig forward when I need it pulled forward when this stuff comes out. So I'm hoping I can get about 100 loads of this stuff out of there this year. I don't think I'm going to be able to. They're not going to allow me to do that much. But if I could get 100 loads of this, I will need no commercial fertilizer. Well, other than this. It takes a lot to spread it, but I can feel the heat coming off of it. It is warm. But anyway, yeah, this is 5.5, and a whole bunch of trace minerals and stuff. So it is a complete fertilizer. It's a biological. So it will obviously feed the soil, feed the ground, feed the plants as we go. The sunflowers did their job. You know, this was wheat. Obviously, I'm going to have this all in corn. We already spread this farm with this material, so wow, it is thick as hell. The wheat came up as a beautiful cover crop along with the sunflowers. That's not a sunflower, but the sunflowers, they feed the wildlife a little bit, birds and stuff. The birds have been struggling quite a bit. I was never going to harvest these. My dad wanted me to, but I never had any intentions of harvesting them just because of cover crops and stuff. But you can see where we had inches of rain and it spilled over the upper terrace and came down through here. And you can see that the cover crop is doing its job by holding the root structure together. But yeah, got plenty of mice in here. We got where the fox and coyotes have been digging them up, trying to get at them. But yeah, you can see where I've done that, and we've already limed it as well. So it's been limed, it's been fertilized for corn. And really, honestly, all I really need to do is come in here and terminate it when I plant and put down liquid nitrogen, because that's the fertilizer source I'm going to use, is liquid nitrogen, because I should get enough out of this at 1,000 pounds to the acre. It should be enough with what's already in the soil to grow a corn crop or beans or whatever else I'm going to grow. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this ahead a little bit, I guess, and we'll move on from there. I've been sick, that's why I haven't posted anything. If you're wondering why, I've got a different camera now. I've had this camera, it's not a great camera, but it's an okay camera. And I got to be careful, because if I don't pull ahead on time, it'll shove my tarp into this stuff and then I'll never get it out. So let me go ahead and set the camera up on the thing over here and watch me pull it ahead and struggle a while. And I can see my lens is just absolutely filthy, so whatever will be, right? Let me set this thing on here and hopefully we catch the whole enchilada. Okay, so that's it. Unloaded, sweep it off. Tarp stays up the whole time. I don't take the tarp. I don't open the tarp up to unload. Some people do. I'm not one of those. Don't care. Just keep it clean. I do have to pull it up to the shop and grease the brake system, and I think it was just a little bit lacking. I checked the brakes. I thought it should have been more aggressive than what it is right now. But anyway, I'm gonna get rid of this tractor here, and we'll get on with. Get the shit off my shoes though. Everything's mud. Now, I'll put a new seat in here yesterday. Let you in on a little disgusting secret. You know what a little disgusting secret is? One of those things that Dear John doesn't want you to know about, right? That's a disgusting secret. So these are Grammer seats in these tractors. The same Grammer seat you're going to have in a Case or whatever. Sears, Grammer, whatever. So when you buy these seats from Grammer, they don't fit. They don't fit in these tractors. You actually have to buy the proper seat from John Deere. They'll say that it is for that tractor. It's not. John Deere and Grammer do not support these seats after they leave the factory, so if you have a broken seat, a bad or torn cushion, you have to spend thousands of dollars because you won't get new cushions, you won't get new parts, you won't get anything new for it. It's absolutely bullshit that you can't buy parts to fix these things. So I just spent over $2,000 on this seat to put in this tractor. It was on back order, so because they don't fix them anymore, they you gotta wait on back order forever and ever, amen. So that's the deal. John Deere seats, Grammer seats, Sears seats, all by the same company. To be honest with you though, this seat was actually cheaper than what it would have been through Grammer, and you know, because I had this side console on here, this whole arm assembly takes a special seat, and Grammer will not sell you the John Deere seat for in here. You have to get it through Deere. So there you go. If you got when you take your old seat apart, if you got a place to store it so that you got cushions for when the new seat fails. And believe me, the new seat is going to fail. It's just going to fail. They're not made to last. They're made to fail. So anyway, Dad's going to pick me up and take me down to that tractor or truck, and I'm going to bring it up here and grease it. So maybe I'll climb you out. You can climb under there with me. Everything seems to be such a slopping mess. Mud. Just mud everywhere. That's coming out. Anyway, that's a 7810 here. I've got some mushroom compost. What? Yeah, I've got some mushroom compost I need to get spread. Grant was spreading it earlier, a month or, well, 2 weeks ago, and it's bridged in the spreader. You can't have it doing that. So what I have to do is pretty simple. I'm gonna get that tractor started. Hasn't been running a few weeks, and I think the door was left ajar and the indoor light came on and ran the battery down, which is never good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the tractor started. It's going to take a little bit. Then I'm going to take this spreader, I don't know, I'll take it up in the field or something, or whatever. I'm going to take it someplace and get it. I'm going to take it up in the field, and then I'm going to start it up. I'm going to climb on the inside with a either a shell bar or an old barn scraper, small barn scraper, you know, those little 8-inch ones, and then put it between the bars and just let it drag it out as fast as it can, and it'll spread it out on the ground. But ready to see the crap you got to deal with when you're doing this stuff. So I think it was pretty well frozen when Grant was doing this. You just take a fork, you take that fork and you jam it down in there, right? And that'll start to peel it up. Yummy, yummy. It's going to take several shots of this. So I'm just going to maybe possibly put you all right there. Maybe that'll catch it. big old chunk at the back. Woo-hoo. That's actually the organic fertilizer coming out. There it goes. And cleaned out. My nephew knew how all you had to do it, but now that it's flat, yeah. When I put lime in, I got to put the divider back on, and we're getting ready to do lime again here pretty soon. If you wonder what the spread pattern is out there, that's just at an idle. Did a nice job of getting rid of it. This whole place will be corn next year. Hopefully. If not, it'll be beans. So anyways, I'm in the building here. Grant's got a friend of his. He's putting a clutch in that truck. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago, we ordered the parts for this thing. Still haven't gotten them. A little bit annoyed by it, but you know, what can you do? There's no sense fighting and complaining about it. I don't know if I've said what they are, but the connecting rod pins, bolts, connecting rod bushings and pins for the plunger are shot in there. But the other day, while I was sick, I was perusing the marketplace. Facebook Marketplace has a lot of really good stuff on it. And in there, there was an advertisement for 2 kegs of grease. A keg of grease is 120 pounds of grease. And if you don't know, these balers, they have automatic grease guns on them. And somebody was asking me what the brand of grease gun these were. It's German. I have no idea. I probably couldn't even pronounce it right. Yeah. That's the word right there. Fetzenrailschimmerung. It's a Krone grease gun. Centralized lubrication. I have no idea what the actual name of that is, but anyway, these things you can run through. You want to fill it every day, and you go through a lot of grease because it is centralized, and it goes to chains, bearings, bushings, whatever, the knotters is all run off of that, and you go through a lot of grease. So this guy had these 2 kegs, and they were unopened. I opened them just a little bit ago. This one here is multi-purpose grease and wheel bearing lubricant, and that is Bel Ray multi-purpose extreme pressure grease. So they're each 120 pounds. That's a red grease. This is a tan grease. It's just the coloring that makes up the difference there in the greases. I don't know what this one says. Does it? NLG2 is probably what it is. Lithium complex NLG smooth texture. Yep. Typical dropping off of 525 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah. That's a Bel Ray. That's a Quaker State. I'm
I'm kind of happy about them. I think they're great. This I know is an NLG2 as well because it says grease number 2. $100, not a piece, but for both of them was $100. So I sent Timothy out to grab those, and grab them he did, and there they are. So we've got those. The hard part's going to be getting them into the grease gun. But over there I've got a dipper for, there's a keg over there, another keg. That's the Schaefer's grease. And what we use that grease in is the foot pump. There's a, yeah, I'd have to find that damn dipper. I think it's inside. Anyway, whatever, it's around. And you just dip it in, and then, or there's a thing that you can buy that you put on the top of these, and I think you can buy it. I think Horrible Freight would have it. You set it in the top of the keg, and then put your grease gun in there, and then suck it full, and then go and put your grease in your grease gun. Either way, I think it's going to work out really good. I've used those in the past. They're just fine. A lot of guys will buy 5-gallon pails, which is fine. 5-gallon pail is a 5-gallon pail. But when you can get basically 15 gallons for $100 for the pair, or 30 gallons, probably about 30 gallons there. Let's see, 120, that's 240 pounds of grease for $100. It's pretty friggin' good. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now and get on with what I'm doing.